And joining us now is Plattsburgh Town Supervisor Michael Cashman. Good to see you. Welcome back.
Good to see you, Tom. Always great to be with you.
80 new units. What kind of a need does this fill in the town of Plattsburgh?
It fills a critical need not only in the town of Plattsburgh, but within the larger regional landscape. Housing is critical for people to have a safe place to put their head down at night, but it also addresses a crisis that we're seeing across the country. Housing is critical to workforce. It becomes one of those things that hits people in the wallets and the pocketbooks in a way that it's probably one of the largest expenses that people have. So we really need to continue to make sure that we have housing across the spectrum as well. We need housing in the affordable housing service area, but we also need the new subdivisions that we've seen in the town of Plattsburgh over the last several years. For us in the town of Plattsburgh, what we're really elated about is that it couples very, very well with our smart growth plan. Over the last couple of years, we have been, as I like to say, we plan the work and then work the plan, and our smart growth allows for a higher density infill within the town center. Northwoods is just a stone's throw away from the shopping markets to the industrial park, so it's uniquely situated in a great corridor that we hope that it will also spur some other investments, not only residential, but some of the commercial as well.
So the idea where folks can walk to shopping, to the mall,
Yep.
to healthcare, and all income levels here?
Absolutely. You know, we really are celebrating the fact that we're looking at that wider spectrum. I think that the opportunities for individuals are between the $600 to $1,000 price range, and certainly encourage people to lean in and connect with Housing Visions.
And all those units filled, or are some still available?
There's approximately 9 units that are still not filled, but kudos to them for marshaling that forward over the last several months. I know that they had a couple of different hiccups. I believe supply chain was part of it. NYSEG was giving them a little bit of a wrinkle as well. But here we are. What better time to be home for the holidays, right? Families, individuals are moving into a great location.
The town looking at more projects like this?
We are. So we've had a number of conversations with developers over the last several years. We've identified some areas that are very close to that and in other locations in the town of Plattsburgh, such as the former county airport, for example.
And how much of a need is there? How much of a demand for more housing?
People could keep building for months, if not the next several years, and I still think not adequately address the need that's out there. There's a number of individuals that have been doing studies for our region, and those numbers will be coming out, I believe, in early 2023, and I think that will give a much better understanding of what that critical need is for Clinton County and the Tri-County area.
Are you hearing from employers, some of the manufacturers and others saying, boy, we have job openings, we would love to hire people, but one of the big hang-ups is we just don't have enough places for potential employees to live?
Yes, and again, because it's a component of it, and it's across that spectrum. It's the affordable housing, it's workforce, it's individuals that they may be recruiting into the executive suite that they're looking for particular housing as well. So we really need that mixed market within our region. And I don't just mean the town of Plattsburgh. We need it in Peru and Beekmantown, the city of Plattsburgh. We need it across the board.
And these projects like this, Harrison Place in Malone, this seems to be the new model where you have mixed incomes, but you also have the services available so that you can help people who are more vulnerable.
Absolutely, because it helps lift people up every single day. You're able to give them the services that they need, address issues that may arise, create a social network and a career network along with other networks that they may need.
You have been putting in new housing. Atlas Heights
Yep.
went up about a year ago. Units have been going up on Ampersand Drive.
Yep.
And with Ampersand, with all those units, with all those people living there now, that's why the new traffic light has been added.
That was part of it. So a number of years ago, again, we planned the work and worked the plan. We knew that there was an increase in traffic in that corridor. I want to thank You First Credit Union for actually participating in a public-private partnership. We were able to do a traffic study, really understand the data that drives the decision. It's a significant investment. It was about $700,000 to $750,000 for the traffic light, extension of sidewalks in the Treadwell's Mills all the way down to Rugar Rugar into the city and the connection. But I like to say it went from slow to go, and it is officially there, and it's been great.
And we don't often ask a town supervisor about a specific traffic light, but this is one that shows the growth in the town. That really had become a problem where you needed a traffic light there.
It really does. It took us a long time. Again, supply chain was also something that jammed us up, but we're really, really pleased to see that project completed too.
And we talk about the growth of the town. How is business now coming off COVID?
I would say that we're steady. Many businesses across the board were punched down from a variety of things. You were seeing things impacted in their workforce, supply shortages, and then all of the issues that came from COVID as well. But the Canadian border opening wide open again has really helped. The town of Plattsburgh is home to approximately 1,000 hotel rooms. The hotels have been doing really, really well over the last several seasons. We're going into the winter season, which the town of Plattsburgh is kind of a jumping off point. A lot of people actually come to Plattsburgh, stay here, they'll eat, they'll shop, but then they may take a day trip to Lake Placid, for example. So it's a win for everyone. We continue to have conversations with businesses that want to come into the area. To put in perspective, we approved about 300,000 square feet of new building in the town of Plattsburgh in the first quarter. Some of that did not come to fruition, but it does say that the town of Plattsburgh is positioned to welcome new business when they're ready to start building things. So we continue to be in conversation, and 2023 is looking quite optimistic.
One of the big employers, Nova Bus, is looking at the future and building a new generation of buses now, converting to electric, building electric buses. Some major orders starting to go out, San Francisco and Milwaukee, just within the past few weeks. Are they in a good position where they look like they're going to be a very stable workforce, if not grow as a workforce in the years to come as they start supplying electric buses all across the country?
Yeah. I can guarantee every single day, at least once a day, I can smile. And what I mean by that is I can look out from my window and see the Nova bus rolling down the Banker Road and see all the different locations that their premier product is going out to. They have a phenomenal workforce. They're out ahead in the technology. The town of Plattsburgh is very, very proud of what they're doing. And because they're going into the electrification of buses, they're really owning the market right now.
A few weeks ago, we were with you out at the site of the new Battlefield Memorial Gateway. And this will be a Veterans Memorial that's going up along the shore of Lake Champlain, right across from Crab Island. And it's moving forward. You've announced that the first phase of construction will be getting underway in the spring.
Yes, the much anticipated phase one is coming in the spring of 2023. We're finalizing actually the bid documents, I think, this week, so that we can get that out and start getting our bids together and assign them to some people in early of 2023. This project does a number of things. First and foremost is it celebrates and honors our veterans, and it also helps to tell the American story dating back to the American Revolution. The Battle of Valcour, a pivotal battle, was a piece of the triangle of history, as we're calling it, and we're really working towards having this space up and ready for 2026, which is the 250th anniversary of our great nation. So we're very excited. It's about 3 phases. But we have over $1 million in funding assigned to the project already. $250,000 from Assemblyman Jones, $900,000 from the state, and then of course we've been working with the Clinton County American Legion to do some private fundraising. The project is real and it's advancing.
Long term, what do you hope it does for the town?
We're hoping it does a couple of different things. We want to, of course, bring people into the region because we feel that we have a unique opportunity to tell part of the American story from our vantage point. We want it to be a jumping off point. It's not meant to tell everything. That's why we call it a gateway. So the idea is that people can come to this space, multi-generational space, and then maybe jump off and go to the Clinton County Historical Association or go to Fort Ty or various things and become a cross-pollination. We want it to have as much value for the visitor as it does for somebody that lives right here in the North Country, to have a deeper appreciation for what the men and women of our nation have contributed to serving our great nation.
Governor Hochul a couple of weeks ago held a ceremonial groundbreaking for the new Champlain-Hudson Power Express transmission line that's going to carry hydropower from Quebec across the border along the entire length of Lake Champlain, then the Hudson River to New York City, getting clean, green hydropower from Canada to supply about 20% of New York City's power by 2026, a multi-billion-dollar deal. The town, the North Country, won't get any of the power, but is it a good deal? Still the same.
Each community along that route is going to benefit by being along the way. So those dollars are critical to a community.
Governor Hochul got reelected last month for her first full term. As she and lawmakers now head back to work for the new session in January, what are the biggest issues for municipalities like the town of Plattsburgh?
I always look at it, the bread and butter of local government, and that's infrastructure. We really need to continue to stay hyper-focused on infrastructure, whether it be water, wastewater, and then we start to get into some of the other categories that I have been advocating for, and that's housing, which we have been seeing some great results on, childcare, transportation. Those are the hallmark things.
City of Plattsburgh is moving ahead, looking at tearing down the Crate Civic Center. The city and town have used that facility for a half century now for hockey, youth sports, concerts, and other events. Plattsburgh Mayor Chris Rosenquist has shut the Civic Center down after an electrical fire, saying there are structural deficiencies. It just isn't safe for kids to play indoor soccer or football there anymore. The YMCA has stepped up, putting down turf for this winter so that some of those leagues have a place to play for the winter. But as part of the talk about tearing down the crates, there's the broader discussion about, do other municipalities team up with the city of Plattsburgh and look for a new site? And is the town part of that?
So I've been on record from the very beginning to say that we need to have a true regional approach. And a true regional approach is not just the city and the town having a conversation. It needs to be threaded through a system that brings regional leaders together. The YMCA, I really do believe, is going to provide more than a gap fill in the coming years. They're moving into the town of Plattsburgh. They're renovating a space in a way that I think is going to become just truly a premier space in our community. So we're always willing to take a seat at the table as long as it is truly a regional conversation.
Michael Cashman, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. We appreciate it.
Always good to be with you.